All right, let's jump right in. You know, behind every safe and effective medicine, there's this hidden world of software, and every single piece of it has to be proven to be perfect. Today, we're going to talk about a huge shift in how that's done, a move away from just ticking boxes and toward real, critical thinking.
To really get why this is so important, you just have to look at the rules from the FDA's point of view. Rule number 1, if it isn't written down, it simply didn't happen. Rule 2, if it isn't written down properly, well, you have no idea what happened. And Rule 3, the big one, if the records aren't correct, then the product isn't correct either. I mean, the stakes just couldn't be any higher.
So this all leads us to the central question, right? In an environment that's this strict, where actual lives are on the line, how in the world do you prove that the software controlling everything, from manufacturing to clinical trials, works absolutely perfectly every single time? Well, for decades, the answer to that question has been a method called computerized system validation, or CSV for short. This has really been the bedrock, the old guard of software safety in the pharmaceutical world.
So what is CSV really? Well, at its core, it's all about one thing: documented evidence. It's this super formal process to prove, on paper, that a system is accurate, it's reliable, and it does what it's supposed to do over and over again. The key words you got to remember here are documented and consistent.
And this is the traditional blueprint for how CSV was done. It's called the V model. If you look on the left side, you're defining every single requirement from what the user needs all the way down to the tiny little bits of code. Then on the right side, you have a matching test for every one of those definitions. It's methodical, it's linear, and boy, is it exhaustive. The whole process basically breaks down into 3 key stages. First up, you've got installation qualification, or IQ. That's just, is the new server physically installed the right way? Then comes operational qualification, or OQ. Does the software actually work in a pristine, controlled lab environment? And finally, performance qualification, PQ. Can it handle the real-world chaos of the actual factory floor?
So the result of this whole V model and IQ/OQ/PQ process, well, it was a culture that became obsessed with documentation. The main focus was on creating a massive paper trail just to prove compliance, and this became a huge drain on resources. We're talking countless hours and millions of dollars spent just generating paperwork. So much, in fact, that the real focus on patient risk could sometimes get lost in the shuffle.
But the industry started to realize this was becoming unsustainable. It was distracting from the real goal, and that led to this fundamental shift in thinking, a whole new philosophy, focused not just on paperwork, but on intelligence. And this slide, wow, it perfectly captures the 2 mindsets. The old CSV approach was a direct reaction to that FDA rule. If it's not written down, it didn't happen. The logical response? Document everything. But the new CSA approach, it starts with a totally different question. What poses the greatest risk to the patient? You see, this shifts the entire focus from paperwork to critical thinking. And that right there brings us to computer software assurance, or CSA. It's not about doing less, it's about focusing all that effort where it matters the most. It's a risk-based approach that applies the absolute highest level of rigor to the software features that directly, and I mean directly, impact patient safety and product quality.
Okay, so how does this new philosophy actually work in practice? Well, when you focus on risk, it lets you be way more intelligent and flexible with your software testing. This is the new playbook.
With CSA, you get a whole spectrum of testing options. For functions that are low risk, let's say a non-critical button on the user interface, you can use flexible, unscripted testing, like just exploring the system. But for the high-risk functions, the part of the software that actually calculates the patient's dosage, oh yeah, that gets the full, robust, scripted testing with super detailed, step-by-step procedures. It's all about working smarter, not just harder.
And this kind of flexibility, it pairs perfectly with modern development methods like Agile. It means companies can innovate and update their systems way more quickly, responding to new challenges without getting totally bogged down in some one-size-fits-all validation process. And they can do it all while keeping patient safety as the absolute #1 priority.
So why does this all matter so much? Because at the end of the day, this entire process is about one thing: ensuring the integrity of the data that guarantees the quality and safety of a medical product. It's about trust. And that foundation of trust is built on a set of principles known as Uplatz. Think of it as a framework for making sure all your data is reliable, that you can trace who did what, that it's readable, accurate, complete, the whole 9 yards. This is the non-negotiable bedrock of data integrity.
And trust me,
This is not just theoretical. Just look at the top reasons the FDA issues warning letters for data integrity. You've got things like missing records, people using shared logins, deleted data, and no audit trails. These are the real-world failures that the CSA approach, with its sharp focus on critical risk, is designed to prevent way more effectively.
So as we start to wrap this up, what's the big takeaway from this whole evolution from CSV to CSA? Well, it's really about securing the future of quality.
I love this quote because it just perfectly captures the essence of this change. It's not about just checking boxes to stay compliant with regulations anymore. It's about building a genuine culture of quality, where every single decision is actively weighed against its potential impact on the patient.
Ultimately, the shift from CSV to CSA is about unlocking human potential. Think about it. It takes these brilliant scientists and engineers who are spending all their time on documentation, and it empowers them to focus their expertise on what they do best: thinking critically, solving hard problems, and most importantly, ensuring patient safety.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. This whole evolution happened in life sciences, where the stakes are literally life and death. But what other high-stakes industries, I'm thinking aviation, finance, you name it, could benefit from this exact same shift, moving from a culture of just being compliant to building a genuine culture of quality?